You can see here, I have some emails from Seth. This is a Seth Godin blog that I get every day, and I want to read it in my Kindle. I can see over in my Kindle that I have this consumers outnumber producers and the banal to Ginny. How did I do this? I'm going to show you in this video. There are a few steps you have to do outside of this video to set it up, but we're actually using a blank Google Sheet and AppScript. I'm going to show you every line of AppScript you need to write. I'm going to explain what you need to do, but first, I want to explain that you do need to be able to send an email to your Kindle. So what you're going to need to set this up is you need to send it to your username at kindle.com with convert as the subject line. And you need to ensure that you're sending email, the email that you send with. So I'm logged in with a particular email here, and I actually have no account. This is not like a workspace thing. This is just at gmail.com email. This is a regular email that I got years ago. Just my regular email, not a business email, not business starter or anything. But that your email that you're sending from is approved in your Amazon personal document settings. I won't go into that in this video, but I need you to make sure that you're doing that, because if you send emails to this address from an email that's not approved, it's not going to work. So even if you watch me do this for mine and you try to send it to me, it's not going to work. So we're going to call this function send email to Kindle. And one interesting point I want to point out is that we're going to be able to do it right here, right now, like we're going to click run. But I'm also going to be able to show you how we can trigger this every day at a certain time. So watch for that at the end. So we have const sender equals. Now this is who sends the emails. For these particular Seth Godin emails that I get, this is a blog I get every day, or if you're trying to get Substack in or anything like that, there's a particular email that it's sent from. So you can see here, notify@sethgodin.com. That's where they're sending all of these emails from. And you can do a search in your Gmail, not in AppScript, but you can just do a search from notify@sethgodin.com and see, does that work? If this search works and you get all of the emails you want into your Kindle, then this AppScript is going to work. Second thing I want to make sure you do is that you create a label. So you go over to the left side, you click a plus sign, create new label. I've created a label called Sent Seth to Kindle. What this means is that I'm going to search for all of these from, and then I'm also going to add minus label sent Seth to Kindle. And now you saw the ones that are labeled don't exist here in this search. So we're going to create this search in our AppScript. Go back to our AppScript. Let's put the sender here of who is sending the emails to us, notify@sethgodin.com. Our Kindle email, again, this is going to be different for you. This is mine, but not yours. You're just going to type in your Kindle email there. Also, we're going to need that label. So these are just variables that we can set ourselves. You can say send to Kindle, send, or just Kindle. Your label doesn't have to be mine. It can be unique to what you want. Then we're going to let a label equal Gmail app dot get user label by name. And we're going to put that label name here as a variable here. So then we're going to get all of the threads, and this is the email. This is what's called emails in Gmail. They're threads, and every part of a thread is a message. So like there's a thread, and then if you only have one email in the thread, that's the first message. This is equal to Gmail app.search, and we're going to put in backticks. They're above the tab button on a Mac. Why I'm doing that? Because I'm going to add interpolation here. I'm going to do question mark, curly brackets, and put the sender, whoever's sending it to me. Then I'm going to do minus label. And again, I'm going to do quote and interpolation, which is $, curly brackets. I'm going to put the label name here. And then we're going to do comma 0, comma 1. So we only want max 1, the first message here. This is doing the search that we did over here, which is pretty cool because we can do that in Gmail. You may need to create the service over here on the left side, plus add service, and get Gmail API. Okay, let's keep going. Now we're going to say if threads.length, meaning how many messages are in there, is equal to 0. How many threads are in that search result? If it's 0, we're just going to logger.log, no emails found, and we will return. So what this means is, actually I need to put it on a new line. This means if we don't return anything, stop, we're done. But if we do return something, we're not gonna stop, we're gonna keep going. So let me add some more lines here. So let's get the first message, which is const thread equals threads with a square bracket and a 0. And then the message is gonna be thread get messages, and then we're gonna pop. This dot pop just gets that first one. Boom, give it to us. And the subject of the email is message.getSubject with parentheses. Const body is equal to message.getBody with parentheses. Now we need to create HTML. So one little thing that is happening is we're basically getting the text inside of that message. And we're going to need to end up with a PDF. So how Kindle send email to Kindle works is we attach a PDF and then it shows up. I've used this for a lot of things, like when I download a PDF from the web and I'm like, oh, I want to get it on my Kindle. I'll just attach it, send it to this email address. We need to create that PDF. So that's what we're going to be doing here, but we need to create a little bit of an HTML here, which is very, very simple. With backticks, we're going to just do HTML and then end that HTML. And inside of that, do a body and then end that body /body. So make sure you have all that. And then interpolate, do $ and curly brackets and just put the body. So what that means is we're just creating, sort of wrapping this text with HTML, whatever that email is. Now we're going to need to create a blob. This is what they call sort of these packages of information. We're going to create new blob, and it's our HTML, and we're going to do in quotes text /HTML for new blob, and get as, and we're going to say application /PDF. We're going to set the name, and that's going to be, we're going to just use subject. You can create sort of a unique one here, or not a unique one if you want to add a little bit of extra information. But we're just going to do subject and then add in quotes .pdf. So let me show you that on a new line there. So it's just utilities, new blob, get as a PDF, set, or application /PDF, and then set the name, something .pdf. In our case, we're going to use that subject because every time Seth Godin sends us an email, that subject, Seth blog, is it sciatica, the book of concern, that's a good title. Okay, now we want to email it to ourselves. Mail app, or not, sorry, not email it to us. Usually I'm emailing something to myself from Sheets. This time I'm emailing it to Kindle. But we're going to do send email, and we're going to need in curly brackets a bunch of stuff. So mail app.send email usually is fairly simple, like just who it's to, the subject and body, and send it. But we want to add an attachment, so we want to use these curly brackets to add some interesting little bits and pieces. So we can do to, and we'll say to the Kindle email, comma, subject, and our subject of the email needs to be convert. This is something from Kindle. I don't know if this actually is needed anymore. When I originally started doing this years and years ago, I did have to have this subject as convert. I just keep it up now. Not sure if it really matters. Our body actually is going to be just a space. So colon, quotes, done. And then we do attachments. And our attachment is in a square bracket, our blob. So our const here, or variable blob up here, is going to be in a square bracket. That's very, very much needed. Name, and this is just who is sending it. Not super needed. You can put a name here anywhere you want. It could be any text here. Okay, this is all to just send the attachment as a PDF, the sort of blob that we're creating as a PDF, send that. Okay, well, once we send it, we want to add this label. So we'll go back and do thread, which is our original thread up here, threads thread dot add label, and it'll be our label name. Actually, it will be just the label, not label name, but label. Sorry, it has to be this Gmail app dot get user label by name. We're getting the name. From the name, we get the label. We apply the label here with this label. That's very key. And thread.move to archive. So you could delete this thread if you wanted to. I like to move to archive just as I test these things out. And let's just log something like send. We can do this in this is just a nice little thing to do. Send subject to Kindle. Okay, save this. So I am saving all of this. You can save it as a send to Kindle or an untitled project. The name doesn't matter. I'm going to run. I'm going to send this function, send email to Kindle. If I have any errors, if I have any issues, it's going to show up now. If I've not done parentheses or after something, if I have a bad log, if I have a bad, like, get messages isn't capitalized, I'll find that out now instead of automating it right off the bat. So I'm going to click run and see. The very first time I ever run this, I'm going to need to authorize, go to advanced, go to unsafe, sure, select all, continue. So it told me right here, sent Seth's blog, the right sort of friction. And I can see that that's the top one here. So I'm going to refresh. Actually, I'm going to take off this label. I don't want the minus label. I want to see all notify at Seth Godin. And yes, the right sort of friction has this label. You can even probably see in a sent. There's the convert. Here it is, sent 0 minutes ago. And let's check our Kindle. So I need to go over to more and sync. And this may take a minute. Actually, sorry, there is one weird step, which is that I have to go into my inbox. There will be an email that says verify your send to Kindle document request. The key here is that you can click within 48 hours. So I don't have to do this exactly at the moment that I do it. I can do it anytime within the next 48 hours after doing this. I just have to click verify request. This is one of those weird things that Amazon takes into account your security. If you aren't getting this, you just have to do this. If you want to skip this verification, you may need to edit one or more of your Kindle email address by visiting your preferences, manage your content in physics. So let's verify that request. Verified. Let's go check our Kindle. And it might take a minute. Again, we're looking for the right sort of friction in our Kindle. And there it is. Within 2 minutes, the right sort of friction. There it is in my Kindle. I can read it. This one's very small, very short, as are most Seth emails. Very cool that I can, though, send this to my Kindle, have it available to me. And all I need to do is write this app script. If you want to get this app script, I will make it available in the description below. But also, if you're into all of this kind of app script, check out my Udemy courses. I have a course called Spreadsheet Automation 101 that teaches you all of these little bits and pieces of app script and how to code. And even if you use AI to code, ChatGPT to code, you may need to edit that code. You may want to fix some things. AI is not perfect. It's not perfectly doing every little bit and bits. And you may want to know something like using this interpolation, or you may want to know how to edit those strings of text that ChatGPT is creating for you. For example, this HTML body, if I put this through, if I ask AI to do something like this, it will create a much more different HTML. It won't be very, very concise, which is actually good. Sometimes you may want to change, but sometimes you don't. You just want to get it done. Hope you enjoyed that, sending email to Kindle. And to those who want to automate, just go over to the left side, triggers. On the bottom right, add trigger. Which function to run. Choose the function you want to run. In this particular case, there's only one function. So in this drop-down menu, there's only one function here. Send email to Kindle. I'll do that. Select event source is going to be time-driven, not from spreadsheet. And then we can change this to a day timer, which means we pick an hour. So I think these are sent around between 5 and 6 p.m., 5:45 p.m., 5:43 p.m., yeah. So I can say, okay, by 7 p.m., they're there. So I will say every day, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., do this. So click save. And now I have a trigger that will trigger that particular one. And it'll only do one. Again, go through my course to do more. If you want to do for loops, if you want to do all of them, send them all at once, or all that are available kind of thing. Maybe you get more than one email a day and you want them on Kindle. But if you want to delete that trigger and you're like, I don't want this on Kindle anymore, go over to the left side, triggers, in your app script. You have a trigger here. It might have any particular error rate from 0% to 100%. You can edit the time if you're like, oh, I need to fix the time. Click edit trigger. And now I can change this to like, oh, I need it 1 hour later. Okay, save that. Or if you want to delete it, click those 3 buttons on the right side and click delete trigger, delete forever, There you go. That's how you can make a trigger, delete a trigger, and send emails to your Kindle. Pretty cool, right? You're watching Better Sheets here on YouTube. Make sure you check out this video or this video and subscribe right now to get more tips, tricks, how-tos, get more out of your Google Sheets than you ever have before. I'm excited to be making a ton more videos here. Ask me questions down in the comments and I will answer them in future videos. But for right now, right here, one of these videos is going to be your next Google Sheet.